looking at one of the most famous views in the world, San Francisco Bay. You are now looking at... Well, you have to be told you're too young to be watching this show. We're staying with this view because, well, it needs a reason. Besides, this is a girl in our story, and I think it's time you met the rest of it. Her name is Julie. She's 21 years old, and she's just about to fall in love. This is the boy in our story. He's an apprentice architect. At this point, he doesn't know that his entire life plan is about to be changed by a liverwurst on pumpernickel sandwich.
Hey!
Don't worry. He'll find her.
Hey! Hey! Excuse me. You have my lunch.
I beg your pardon?
My lunch, you have it.
Well, it's original.
Well, that takes care of the boy meets girl department.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Well, when you're that much in love, you don't have to be a great conversationalist. And so they were married. Since Dave was already sensitive about their lack of finances, Julie didn't tell him about her parents being wealthy. Why create complication? They both agreed on the sort of place they wanted to live in. Cheap, practical, charming, cheap. Something with atmosphere, with a view, and cheap. It was Julie who found just the place they were looking for.
Well?
It's very interesting.
Oh, it's divine. I knew you'd love it. I know it looks a little bare right now. Just think what we can do with it. I mean, it's got such atmosphere and charm. Well, it's got atmosphere. Oh, darling, don't you just love it?
There's no windows.
I know, it used to be a storeroom. Now, you see, the kitchen will be here, and I'll put up a colorful screen, and then I'll make some real cute curtains. Oh, darling, really, it'll be great.
It has no windows.
But you can find fault with any place if you're going to be hypercritical.
It has no windows.
Well, I can't argue with you if you can split hairs. Darling, I tell you what, let's not talk about it anymore. You just take a look at the rest of the place. And if you don't like it, we won't take it. Okay?
You really mean that?
Sure.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too hard to break the lease I signed.
Where most stories end. But for us, it's only the beginning.
Love on a Rooftop, brought to you by Salem Filter Cigarettes. Salem, America's largest selling menthol cigarette by far, because Salem refreshes your taste.
When a girl in the movies puts on a man's robe, she looks so cute. When I put one on, I just look so baggy.
It's all done with mirrors. Resident, huh? We're not residents, we're dwellers.
Hey, any word from my folks?
Nope. You know, that's funny. I thought we'd have heard from them by now.
Maybe my letter didn't catch up with them yet.
I don't know. Maybe we should have waited until they got back from Europe, huh?
Oh, I didn't want them rushing back in the middle of their vacation. They waited so long for it.
Yeah. Well, I guess not having a big wedding did save them some money anyhow.
Darling, there's, something I have to tell you about my folks.
Hey, hey, listen. This is a second notice. I thought you paid the light bill.
I didn't have any money.
Well, what about the emergency fund?
I spent it on an emergency. Boy, I gotta get dressed.
What emergency?
The Japanese lanterns.
Japanese lanterns? That's not an emergency.
But, darling, those bulbs, they look so nude. You want to live graciously, don't you? Besides, they're on sale.
Julie, you have to stop being impractical.
Darling, something for the soul is not impractical. Anyway, you said our marriage was impractical. And it's working, isn't it? Well, isn't it?
What a rotten way to win an argument.
Speak for yourself.
Where's Dave?
Dan, I'm not dressed.
Oh, that's okay. I went to medical school for 2 years. Carol's on her way down. Listen, what do people want most in this world?
Privacy?
Laughs. Okay, so I'll give it to them. Make $1 million.
Look, Stan, I have to get shaved and dressed.
That's okay. I won't get in your way. Man, I've heard of intimate rooms before, but this is ridiculous. Now, you can pick up the phone and dial for the weather or the time, right? And why not a joke? Okay. So I record 7 24-hour tapes of jokes. When anybody wants to be cheered up, they just dial the special number. A nickel a joke. What do you think?
Where are you going to get the money for all this?
Right under your left nostril.
What?
You missed it.
Gee, I love your gown. How long have you been a fashion artist? Oh, I'm still a student. Actually, this is just an odd job I picked up.
My husband draws, too. He's sort of a freelance genius. You know, writer, scientist, artist, you name it. And that's why he writes meals.
He writes what?
Meals. Like, well, you know, making food sound appetizing on the restaurant menus. Right now, he's working on a dinner.
Raising the money isn't too difficult. The main problem is coming up with 10,080 jokes.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
I thought you had a class today, honey.
Not until 11.
10,080 jokes, and that's only for 1 week.
I have just one thing to say to you.
You love me?
Pay the light bill.
Good night, honey. Now, let's see. There are 52 weeks in a year, so that means we've got to come up with 504,000 jokes.
Isn't it something? I'm just crazy about him. Now, isn't that a dopey thing for a wife to say about her husband?
Oh, not at all. I feel the same way.
Yeah, everybody likes Stan.
What are you doing here?
I had to see her. Isn't she cold?
Look this way. I mean, to me, it's odd. Did you eat something else in time?
Yeah.
What do you want to see me about?
Your parents sent her naked. Night letter. Mrs. Loomis brought it over to the office.
What does it say?
Well, your folks are in New York. They're going to be in San Francisco tonight.
They're going to be what?
All of a sudden, is it all that terrible?
That means they'll be at the apartment.
So?
David, that place has no windows. How's it look?
Great. No kidding. If anybody asked me what that was, I'd certainly have to say a window. Yeah, that's definitely a window.
Well, it's non-practical, of course. Now, okay, I've got just over an hour to make a tablecloth, cook dinner, repair that sofa, and paint a mural on the wall.
I figured the girls could use some coffee.
Oh, Mrs. Loomis, thanks. Hey, what do you think of my masterpiece?
Oh, well, my opinion doesn't mean a thing. I've never understood abstract art.
It's supposed to be a window.
Listen, I believe you.
Do you think it'll fool my father?
That depends. Is your father a sighted person?
It's no use. I'll never get the place ready in time.
Julie, I don't know what you're so worried about. I think the place is very quaint.
Oh, well, my father has a different way of looking at things. He's rich.
Rich, rich?
Fairly rich. He owns 9 used car lots.
Does Dave know all this?
No, I told him Pop sold cars. If he'd known the truth, he'd never have married me.
He wouldn't?
Well, Dave's a little old-fashioned about money. So is my father. He's just going to throw a fit when he sees I'm living in an unfurnished storeroom.
Then we'll just have to furnish it. Listen, can you get your parents out of here by 9 o'clock?
Well, I guess so. Why?
Never mind. Carol and I have an idea on how to fix this place up.
You do?
Oh, excuse me.
David? David, I want you to meet my mother and my father.
You may as well know right now if I had been here, I would have stopped this marriage.
Nice to meet you, too.
Welcome to the family. Would you like me to call you Dave or David?
Yes.
I think we should sit down and have a long talk, son.
Oh, Fred, give the boy a chance to relax. We've just been admiring your apartment.
So have I.
Oh, he means we're both very proud of it. Darling, why don't you put the wine in the icebox? Oh, darling.
You walked right into it.
I rearranged the furniture today, didn't I, darling?
Yes, you did.
Are you all right, darling?
I'd like to wash my hands.
Well, you know where it is, darling.
I'd like you to come with me.
What was all that about?
Oh, Fred, when we were first married, don't you remember how inseparable we were?
Not that inseparable. There's something odd about this boy. He has a strange, stunned look in his eye.
Well, so did you have when you first met my parents. As a matter of fact, I'm quite relieved. This is a very nice place.
Phyllis, this place has no windows.
Well, where did it all come from?
Shh, darling, they'll hear you. Well, some of it belongs to Stan and Carol. Most of it belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Loomis. Well, I was desperate. And then when...
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean you were desperate?
Well, darling, maybe I shouldn't have done it, but David, I'm sitting in the sink.
What? Oh.
Oh, look, darling, please.
Julie, come here.
Just go along with you, darling, okay?
What is it?
This place has no windows.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, you can't live in a place without windows.
Oh, Pop, what's so great about windows?
Don't you understand? It has no windows.
You know, I wish you'd stop saying that.
Yes. The rest of the place is lovely. It's much nicer than the one we had when we were first married. Would you believe it? We only had a card table, 2 chairs, and a beat-up sofa.
That was different. We had a depression.
Sure, right in the ceiling. Can I help you with the dinner, Julie?
No, Mom, it's all ready. You just relax.
You must really like Kay Kaiser.
Who?
All your records are by Kay Kaiser.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love the way she sings.
I'd love to hear one, Dave.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Julie tells me you're some kind of architect.
Some kind.
Just how much do they make a week?
About as much as a used car salesman.
What's that got to do with anything?
1 more minute to dinner.
Now, I'd like to know, sir. What are you looking for?
Well, I seem to have misplaced the hi-fi set.
How can you lose a hi-fi set?
It's over there, darling.
Julie never mentioned anything about your parents. Where do they live?
I lost both my parents.
Them too.
Dinner's ready, everyone.
Now, Pop, you sit here, and Mom over here. David.
Okay, what do you think of this? Impossibly delicious, dark, sweet prunes stuffed with tangy cheese and a gathering together of oranges and bananas, frothy with whipped cream, gay with chopped nuts, and topped with a big red cherry. How about that?
Do you want us to order?
No.
That's a dessert I just wrote. I just thought I'd stop by on my way home to get a reaction. What do you think of it?
Sounds good enough to eat.
Hey, you redecorated, huh? Well, anything would have been an improvement over... Hey, that table looks familiar.
Yeah, we don't want to be rude, but we're just about to eat.
Yeah, we chipped ours in the same kind of,
Yeah, you know what? Carol's got something she's got to tell you. Boy, she wants you home will.
You know, it's funny, but Carol bashed up a leg, too. I wanted her to have it cut down, but she said she liked it the way it is.
Dan's a nice guy. Little offbeat. Maybe we can all get to know each other a little better.
That's what I've been trying to do all evening. Now, how much do you make a week?
Oh, Fred, this is no time to talk about money. I'd like to propose a toast. May good fortune continue to bless you, and may you never have a dark day.
Julie, did you pay the light bill?
I completely forgot.
Great. Well, we'll just have to tell him the truth.
We can't do that. I mean, not having any furniture is kind of bohemian. But having the lights cut off, that's sordid.
Julie, we just can't keep up with this charade.
Oh, why not? Apart from the lights, I think we've been doing awfully well.
I'm disappointed in you.
Me? Sure, they couldn't find the high-priced set.
What's going on in there?
Just trust me, darling. I'll explain.
Did you find the trouble?
It's a short circuit.
Let me look at it. I'm good with electricity.
No, Pop. I want it fixed. As a matter of fact, I'm glad it happened.
You are?
Yeah. This is just the excuse I've been looking for. Wasn't it a great idea to eat on the patio? Don't you just love it?
It's charming, darling. Isn't it, Fred?
Depends on how you feel about soot.
They've gone all right. Oh, the lights won't work. Must have blown a fuse. Do you mind if we take my stuff first?
Sure. What time's your husband due?
9 o'clock. I want to get the stuff back in my apartment before he gets home. Got it?
Yeah.
More wine, anybody?
No. I need some water to take my pill.
You got indigestion, Pop?
I always get it when I eat cold spaghetti.
Fred, have you ever thought of giving lessons in graciousness?
No. I'll do it.
You know her? She's our landlady.
I thought she was a cat burglar.
Julie's dad thought I was a cat burglar!
Look, I saw you taking that furniture.
Mr. Hammond, there's an explanation for that.
Dave?
Julie, your father should know.
Okay, a guy gets home late from playing golf, and his wife says, "Why are you so late?" He says, "Boy, did I have a tough day. On the first tee, my partner George dropped dead." The wife says, "That's terrible." So the guy says, "Yeah, all day it was hit the ball, drag George, hit the ball, drag George. Hit the ball, drag George."
I feel like I just stepped through the looking glass.
504,000 jokes. Already I've got 78. Would you like to hear the rest?
People will excuse us, please. Mr. Hammond and I have something to discuss.
Oh, sure. We'll come back for the furniture later. To clean it, I mean.
Well, I must say, you have interesting friends.
Yes. This whole evening has been ridiculous.
If you're looking for an argument, don't come to me.
I think it's about time we cleared the air.
I couldn't agree more. Naturally, I'm concerned about my daughter's marriage. Now, as you know, I'm a very wealthy man.
Wealthy? Well, I thought you were a used car salesman.
I own 9 used car lots. Julie must have told you.
Julie, I'd like to speak with you.
In the bathroom or on the patio?
On the roof. You're rich. Go on, admit it, you're rich.
You make it sound like some kind of disease.
No wonder you were ashamed to let them see our apartment.
Darling, I did it for you. I just didn't want you to be on the defensive.
Don't you see how insulting that is? It reflects on me as the breadwinner.
You're right. I shouldn't have done it, darling. I just didn't think it through. I'm sorry.
I warn you, Julie, if he offers me money, I'll jam it down his throat.
You do that.
You know, you're a lucky girl. Know why?
You love me?
Also, I'm an orphan.
Well, how did the summit conference go?
Mr. Hammond, there's something you ought to know.
Now, before you get started, I have a little something for you. Well, why don't you look at it? Might interest you.
No, sir, I don't have to do that. Mr. Hammond, I only make $85 a week right now. This furniture's not ours either. We borrowed it to make a good impression.
Now, look, son,
No, let me finish, please. Julie's not going to live on champagne and caviar, Mr. Hammond. Not for a few years, anyway. Maybe never. But I'll see that she doesn't starve. I'll see that she has a roof over her head and a warm bed to sleep in. We may have some rough times, but we're going to be all right. You know why? Because we love each other. You know something else, Mr. Hammond? We're going to do it on our own with no help from you or anyone. So, that's why I'm going to have to tear this up.
Well, that's a pity. It was your light bill. It was lying on the floor. No wonder they switched off your lights.
You read our personal light bill? How could you?
I read anything that's not nailed down.
You must think I'm a complete idiot.
Listen, anyone who would tear up something he thinks is a check isn't exactly my idea of a mental giant.
Pop, he loves me. Doesn't that count for anything?
Well, it's a beginning, I suppose. And he's stubborn. I like that.
What Fred is trying to say is, welcome to the family, Dave.
Phyllis, I don't need an interpreter. Good luck, son. You'll need it. We got a plane to catch. Bye, honey.
Bye. Goodbye, darling. Bye. May I kiss the groom?
Oh, be my guest.
Bye, honey. Goodbye.
You know, I can hardly wait to get our stuff back in here. It was nice of Mom and Pop to phone from L.A. this morning, wasn't it?
I wonder what your father's going to send us for a wedding present.
Now, David, you said you'd accept a gift. Just one gift. You can't send it back.
As long as it's not wildly extravagant. Earthquake.
Darling, whatever happens, I love you.
Yeah, right. Wedding present from your father. 2 windows.
Love on a Rooftop, brought to you by Salem Filter Cigarettes. Salem, America's largest selling menthol cigarette by far, because Salem refreshes your taste.